doesn't matter how smart you are if you can't show it to everyone. No one cares about your deep thoughts if all that comes out are incoherent sounds. I'm sure you know idiots who, without a second thought, believe they're right. What's interesting is that others believe them too. Admit it, it sucks to be gifted but outdone by a fool. That's why you need to learn how to show your intelligence, and this will help you in business first and foremost, because your mind is your most valuable asset, which you simply must advertise, or someone else will take your place in the sun. Great minds would have remained poor if they hadn't dared to tell the world about themselves. So listen carefully. The longest task is trying to hide your flaws, but we as the intellectual minority will focus on enhancing the positive aspects of our personality through clear and proven tools. First, identify your strengths. Stop jumping into new ventures every day. You'll end up like a hamster on a wheel, running fast but getting nowhere. To understand what you're naturally inclined to, think back on all your past activities and then choose the ones that captivated you the most. So much so that when you were working on them, the world around you seemed to disappear. That's the one. You don't have to be the best at it, because you have the most important thing, genuine interest, which will become the endless fuel for your progress. But here's the next crucial point. You must discard everything unnecessary, both in your life and in your speech. About the importance of the environment I spoke in previous videos. It will unimaginably accelerate your growth. But remember, every person you communicate with is only thinking about themselves. There's no room in their head for your problems and thoughts. You understood this yourself, but you were just afraid to admit it because it takes courage. The only way to influence others is to find their needs and press on them. This is the essence of gaining power. Why don't you follow this rule every day? No one cares about your dumb life facts unless they affect them personally. That's the truth of life. You wouldn't tell Elon Musk how much you love anime if you met him, would you? No, in reality, all your words would have one goal: to show your value. This doesn't mean being a slave and forgetting about yourself. No, even a leader, speaking from a podium, doesn't talk about themselves. On the contrary, their speech is directed at the people, and they appreciate it. So let's move on to the third point. Talk about achievements. I'm sure you're annoyed by weaklings who always complain about their failures as if life has wronged them. All you hear from them is self-deprecation, but the problem is that they're treated like losers too. Pity and respect are two opposites. You can't respect a loser. So apply the knowledge from previous points. Talk about your skills and explain how they help people. When you showcase your strengths and aren't afraid to express yourself, others naturally respect you, both girls and business partners. When I quit my job as an engineer and started working for myself, I closed my first clients this way. You need to literally advertise yourself here. But for that, the fourth point is crucial. Prove your knowledge with actions. A homeless person from the street and billionaires from the Forbes list can give you the same advice, but we both know who you'll listen to. Only results without embellishment are the measure of success. And instead of collecting knowledge, direct all your efforts towards applying it in practice. To succeed in this brutal race, you need to know how to optimize your time. Here's some advice. In my life, I would avoid two things. First, lack of subscription, and second, empty, unnecessary books. You can handle the first point yourself, and I'll explain the second in more detail. For this, I'll give you 3 books right away. If someone had pointed them out to me in my early years, I would have achieved success in my results much earlier. I'll start by saying that if deep inside you're a scared little rabbit, it doesn't matter how good you look on the outside. So first, begin with the book called Stillness is the Key. This is the foundation. Next, don't forget that every failure is a stepping stone to success. You've heard these words in my videos. Here's a tip. Setting the compass of your mind towards achieving goals will be helped by the book The Obstacle is the Way. And finally, if it feels like you're walking in a fog and can't find yourself, move on to The Fourth Turning. You'll understand what kind of world surrounds you and learn how to manage yourself and others. And fifth, choose a language. Yes, a charismatic speaker wields words, but that's not the only way to demonstrate intelligence. An artist uses a brush, a mathematician, formulas, and a designer style. So decide in which direction you want to develop and channel the best of your energies into that path. The good news is, you don't have to choose just one. My videos are an example of combining the language of words, the language of images, and the language of facts. In this video, I've deliberately given the most specific advice, so today do the following. Watch this video again and step by step apply all the rules. Identify your strengths, discard the unnecessary, acknowledge your achievements, choose a language, and start acting. I believe in you.